Welcome back to Stay Tuned. I'm Tony Angelo. Today we're going to throw the cheapest turbo money can buy at my 86 Squarebody and see what happens. Will it be fast? Will it explode? It's one of those two. Let's go. So this is my 83 GMC Sierra 1500. It is a long bed, short cab, sweet little pickup truck. It had been sitting in a local guy's shop, like inside of a tree, for about 18 years. It's a 256 cylinder, 4-speed manual, great little truck. We dragged it literally out of a tree, broken windshield, some dents in the roof. Disgusting. It was an animal habitat for a long time. And we've spent a few weeks making it pretty decent. We shined it all up with Derek's Vice Grip Shine Juice. We put a full exhaust on it. We redid the front brakes, got it fired up, redid the interior, which is wild for us. It is a very solid, clean little truck. We put some Stay Tuned stencils on the side of it. It's really cool. It's got good looks. Great little around town ripper, but it's just completely gutless. I don't know how much horsepower these things make. If I had to guess, I would say 85. Not a lot. I'd like to get a little bit more oomph out of this thing, and a cheap turbo seems the way to go. So before we see what happens, I have to get a baseline of just how bad this thing is. We're gonna take it out, do some 0 to 60 rips, if it'll even get to 60, and see how slow it is, and then see how much faster we can make it with that cheap Chinese turbo. Let's go. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Hit me.
All right. And go. $52, $55, $56, $57, $60.
What do you got?
Wow, 18.7.
Oh boy!
And that was a terrible launch.
All right, yes, it was not my best.
Not your best.
Not my best work.
1807.
All right, yeah. Let's get Crosby in here. We'll do one on the way home.
All right.
Good?
Yes, sir. Oh. Whoa,
come on, baby!
Insides.
Ready for the shift though?
Boom! Oh. Felt the whole body move on the frame.
In a good way. She's pulling now.
Oh yeah, she is. 1643.
Boom!
All right.
Best time yet.
Best time
With
yet.
another guy in the truck. All right, it is cheap turbo time. This truck went 0 to 60 in 16 seconds. That is not going to cut it, and that's fine because we have TEMU sponsoring this episode, and we got all the major components to turbocharge this thing for $356. If you go on that app right now and you sign up and use our code, you get $100 to spend yourselves off of anything you want, and there's tons and tons of car parts, so go wild. Beyond just car parts, TEMU is also a great place to get a bunch of affordable automotive tools. So the key component of the turbo kit is this piece of fine china right here. This is a Max Speeding Rods 3582. We have used these before with great success. We stuck one on our T-Turbo Lincoln. It worked awesome. Then we pulled that exact turbo off, stuck it on Barb's Z100. It rips and it's still going strong. You can make like 400 horsepower with these things or more. They are killer. This costs $179 from TEMU. Can't get anything for $179 anymore. It's amazing. And the other main components, we've got a 44 millimeter wastegate and a 50 millimeter blow-off valve. I don't think we've used these exact pieces before, but they seem to feel good. 89 bucks, 34 bucks, a flange to mount the turbo on a V-band, and a V-band outlet for this sucker. 32 bucks, 22 bucks. So we are gonna make this thing absolutely scream for around $1,000. Super killer. You can get all this stuff on TEMU. If you go to and download that app right now, like I said, you can knock $100 off, which is killer. Use our code right here. And there's one last offer. For $1, you get a 180-piece little screwdriver set. That's awesome for everything. I'm gonna probably use this on my glasses in a minute because they're wrecked. Let's turbocharge this Squarebody. Come on. All right, so this is the plan to turbocharge my GMC. As you can see, it's not what they call a cross-flow head. So the intake and the exhaust are both on that side. But my plan is to do, chop the exhaust off, run an up pipe underneath the motor, and then mount the turbocharger out here where there's a ton of room on the passenger side. And then we'll just pipe it to a much bigger carburetor. It's gonna go and place that little 2-barrel, is that a Rochester? And make a whole bunch of noise. And what's fun is we're doing a blow-through setup on Barb's truck. We did a suck-through setup, so I can run a blow-off valve and make pew-pew noises, which is sweet.
I'll be jealous.
All the Subaru guys in 2 miles will get all worked up just hearing this thing go.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah. All right, step one, we're gonna cut the old exhaust off this thing. Turbochargers are run off of exhaust gas, so we have to feed them back up to the turbocharger instead of to the back of the car. This car has a weird dual outlet exhaust manifold is kind of like 3 and 3. We're gonna cut them off, run them under the oil pan, bring them into one 2.5-inch pipe, and feed the turbocharger. So first things first, get out the Sawzall and start chopping.
It's just that easy. I'm gonna take the back section apart.
You do that, I'm gonna start chopping.
All right, here we go.
This is a giant old catalytic converter. I think was slowing us down big time, but also I might be able to sell it for a couple bucks, so good and bad.
I am getting ears. Take this?
Yeah, that's money in the bank right there, baby.
What do you think I'm gonna dump out of there?
I hope not platinum. So we'd either come right together, wire them together here, and bring them under the oil pan. Up to, I think I want to have the turbo on the passenger side.
Are they spinny?
Yeah, they'll rotate.
Sick.
I might just blend them together right here and come with the 2.5 under. We'll see.
Does that feel like it's gonna be a
Doesn't feel
lefty
good.
loosey,
A
righty
little more light
loosey?
here.
I got you. Give me it. Oh.
That guy's good.
Yep.
That's the one. Okay, so.
I think that's all we gotta. Yeah. Would you like some fire?
I'm breaking it.
Nah, it's turning and the stud's turning.
Stud's turning?
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah. Oop! It broke.
All right, that's a big old snafu right there. This side. All right,
Yep.
one good. Okay. So if you break a stud in a cylinder head or an exhaust manifold, you can lay a nut on top of it, blast with high heat MIG weld, try to catch the tip of the stud, blend it, weld it into the nut, and then turn the nut out. A lot of heat involved, usually helps. We're gonna see what happens. This one is very flush. It's gonna be a pain. Drilling it out would be a nightmare. So we're gonna do whatever we have to do to not do that.
Didn't do it. Turns out.
All right, let's try again.
Yeah.
I think it turned a little.
Hang on for a second. Here.
What? Oh yeah. Burning my chesticles.
Now you can do this, and you can also eat pasta.
That's nice.
Yep. All right, let it rip.
I got it. That's one.
Yeah! Told you. All right.
All right, you do the other one.
Okay. God dang it.
All right, it's time to make our turbo up pipe. That's going to feed the exhaust housing of the turbocharger with all the gas coming, the exhaust gas coming out of this inline 6-cylinder. Basically, there's 2 outlets for the exhaust manifolds, and then we're going to wire them into a single 2.5-inch pipe, go underneath the oil pan and back up, put the turbo on the passenger side where it belongs. You know, like a Supra or something. Do it right. So I just need to know how far apart they are. Barb says 3.5 inches center to center. I'll start cutting these up, and then we'll blend them into a 2.5 and start bringing it over. It's gonna be a
Use
little bit
this
rough
or
to
no?
start. That thing's garbage.
Yeah.
I looked at it. It's got a lot of porosity.
Yeah.
I don't think I would trust
Probably a
it.
cracking point.
I'm gonna cut them both about here and go from there. Just to get them started.
Okay.
I mean, we can make this merge. I can make this merge quick and easy. Just coat the top of it. got the merge pretty close. It fits together all right. We're gonna try it up in the car and then maybe tack it in place. And then we'll finish welding it out here, give it a nice flat shape, try to fit a 2.5 on it and start going towards turbo time.
That's my favorite place.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Go. Merged, and then it'll get shoved into a pipe like this. Ovalize this, it'll go right on there. Everybody wins. A lot of hammering. Good day. Remember when we got those 2 bolts out? That was crazy. Yeah. That's part of my day right there. There.
Got a what?
Yeah. Look at that. Wide pipe extreme right there. Boom.
Bolted
Turbo
in.
up here. Let's do it. So we like plate. You don't want to plate anything in there? Throw a triangle or 2 on there, or we'll just do it when it cracks.
What do you think? What are we building here?
Hot rods.
Triangle
maybe.
where? In here?
Yeah. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's try.
We do whatever you want.
No, let's send it. Sweet. All right, so our goal was to get the turbo up pipe to come between the motor mount and the starter, and it is tucked in there beautifully. The metal work, I would say, was pretty suspect. I'm sure that Ryan from Crucible Coachworks is having a conniption if he watches this. There's plenty of other dudes who are good at blending metal. But it's going to work fine. It fits awesome. We will have to finish our up pipe, 1 more bend, get the turbo sitting right here. Then we'll do down pipe, oil lines, and keep on rocking. But that's it for tonight. It's very late, and we need some sleep, but feeling good because I feel like obviously tangling with that manifold was a bear, and getting that stuff fitted up is a pain, making the merge and the blend and everything. Everything else from here on out as far as should be pretty straightforward. Knock on wood. Let's go. All right, it's 11 o'clock. I just realized I don't have ride home. My daily driver is getting inspected by one of our buddies. So my choices to get home are, this is still a driver, just has an open exhaust, or the blue C5 Vet, which is wicked loud.
Or the RX-7.
Or the RX-7, which is
even louder.
I'm gonna see what I get home with that's not gonna wake the entire neighborhood. So I'm gonna fire this up. Might as well anyway.
There's no right answer here.
I think this might do it.
Real race car driver over here.
Yeah,
it's in neutral.
Okay, still a driver. Here we go. That's fine. pretty loud.
I did wind up taking Snow Cone C5 home that night.
Whole new day here. We are rocking and rolling. We got a standard 90, I think, made fit to get this turbo up pipe, get this thing mounted. Barb's gonna loosen this. We'll see if we can get it snuck on there. It's way easier to have 2 layers of pipe on a slip fit and just do a quick ring weld than it is to always be end-to-end butt welds, because this is just 14 gauge stainless and it's hard to weld as quick as we're going with the MIG welder especially. Look how nice that looks.
Looks awesome.
There you go. All right, we're gonna run this slip fit 90. We'll weld it all the way around. And then we'll probably put a V-band on top of this, because having the whole up pipe in one piece is gonna make it impossible to remove. But I'm hoping we're gonna tack this and see if we can remove everything.
I think we did it. I think it's good.
Okay, great.
All right, so you're gonna do that, tag it up.
I'm leaving as much space on the oil pan as I can. I'm sure a million people are gonna cry that we're gonna heat up the oil or whatever, but to be honest, not that much oil sits up there, it sits in here. And also, I don't super care about it. And then we're gonna, so this is our pipe coming up. We're gonna put a V-band on it so it's separate there, and then we'll just kick the turbo just a little bit up so it lands right about here. I mean, it could, yeah, we want it to be here. So, little Z pipe, she'll be fine.
Sick.
All right, let's see if you can get that out and ring weld it, Barb.
We just pulled this out of the truck. I'm going to weld this up real quick. This joint here, throw a V-band on the end, and then we'll put it back in the truck and keep building up from there. But this kind of is solidified now, and we want to lock it in. Here we go. As good as it's gonna get. You know how you make a weld look good? This is stainless steel to stainless steel with mild steel welding wire. So that's why it looks super dirty and burned and nasty, but we're not building a show car here. Yeah, good enough.
Sick. Up pipe is done. Turbo goes up here. We have a V-band so it's removable. But now I'm ramming it into place. Sending it home. For hopefully the last time for a while. These are ball and socket valves. There'll be a little bit of wiggle room. A little bit of adjustment with them. But hold it where it needs to be and tighten it down.
Ball and socket flanges?
Ball and socket. That's what I said.
You said ball and socket valves.
The valves. They're big. They're like big valves.
Yeah.
Comes with a vengeance. It's fine. It'll be fine. That's it?
Yep.
All right, coming down. Start coming down.
About something like that, but cut this back quite a bit,
Yeah.
right?
So it's a tangential housing, so it's going to wind the turbo back in. You know what I mean? And it does go that
keep
way.
right now.
It'll roll just like this. It's
That's
perfect.
perfect, man.
Yeah.
All right, you got a marker? You want to mark this?
I mean, I got this hot marker. Let's just tack it in place.
Oh, I like that.
Boom, boom. Yeah, everybody close your eyes. I'm going to get my welded mask. You good? Mm-hmm. Coming in here lefty. Mm-hmm.
That's a good marker. Look at that.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
All right, so let's put it in there and shoot fireballs.
Oh, yes. Probably don't put the GoPro right under it. FedEx is here. I wonder what they have for us.
I hope it's a fire extinguisher. That's gonna be
Yeah,
perfect.
we're gonna find out.
Now, anytime you cut the exhaust off, you gotta fire it up, let that thing breathe a little bit. Give me some, Barb. BMW owners pay a lot for a tractor to do it. Hi, buddy. All right. Jeez. It's wild.
I can see it from here.
Turbo's gonna love that. It's gonna love it. Dude,
Woo!
that scared me half to death. All right, it's turbo time. Landed in for the last time.
Here we go.
Feeling good. This is a lot of the fab work we have to do. I promise it fits.
There it is.
Oh, that's the guy. Yeah, that looks awesome.
Yes. Oh, there it is. Now it's awesome.
That's what I meant. That looks awesome. We're gonna get rid of most of this junk. Big old Holly 500s going on there. It's gonna be sick.
Let's do that now.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I think it's perfect. Let's call
Make
it.
the brace, mount this turbo, and start thinking about the downpipe.
Yeah.
You want to get in there?
Downpipe wastegate, it's got to go in there too, but that looks
Yep.
good. We are just marking where we're going to stick the wastegate. Wastegate dumps exhaust gases around the turbo turbine wheel, so it more or less slows it down, reducing boost, sucking the life out of the party, and letting your engine live. Barb's got it marked. We'll do it out of the car best we can. Tack it, make sure it's cool.
Yep.
I'm gonna find a pipe that size. We have to get the TIG welder out.
Yep.
Maybe. So we're gonna cope this tube, which basically means like take a half circle out of it so that it fits on the side of that pipe. We should use a bigger hole saw just because this is 1 3/4. That's 2.5. So you get the right curve. They have great little, what they call tubing notchers and stuff I've used, but since we have this big old Bridgeport,
Here.
we're gonna use this thing.
2 5/8. That'll do it.
That'll work. It's gonna spin on there.
Should. All right, baby.
All right, wash your teeth. Give me a little more. Give me a little more. There it is. Beauty.
It's the best, dude.
Incredible. World's best drill press.
Yeah. You know, like this, Tony?
Hmm?
All right, home, dude.
Got it?
Yes, sir. Hit it. Center home.
Send it. There you go. Weld it on there.
One more bigger. Yep. Here we go. We're gonna drill a hole here. Bingo. That is a good hole saw. Stop. Good? Hell yeah. Okay.
All right, that's good.
Good.
So we're gonna just run this wastegate with the springs it came with. It has, the way this works is boost goes underneath here, lifts this valve up. There's a diaphragm. It lifts the valve open. Exhaust goes out around the turbo. Slows the turbo down. You get less boost. But these wastegates come with a bunch of different ways to set them up. I'm just going to put it right on top, correct? So you're going to have to block off 3 of these inlets. And if you get fancy boost control, you can really complicate things. We're trying not to do that right now. But basically, you can use the top and the bottom ports in different ways to make this thing sing. See how this fits?
All right, so we are mounting this up pipe the rest of the way on here. Finally, we're good, I think. We put a locking nut and anti-seize on it. I think that means it's there for good. We'll see. But Tony just put the wastegate on, and we are one step closer to getting this turbo on here. I'm really excited. Can't wait to hear it, honestly.
Take this like a look for a real.
Oh yeah, here we go. That's a turbo, boys and girls.
Come on.
Yes!
Up. There we go. Turbo time. Looking awesome.
Yep.
Sick. Down pipe, oil lines. There it is. Our turbo is mounted for good. The wastegate is on. The up pipe is done. I think that's a big step forward. I'm feeling awesome. Yeah, this thing will be boosted up very soon.
Hell yeah.
That's lunch probably. Good work.
Oh,
Great work, everybody. Great work, Ryan.
Good stuff. All right.
Mr. Speeding Rods will be speeding on some rods soon. Yeah, give it a good spin. I can explain to you the visceral satisfaction I'm undergoing giving that sucker a spin.
You don't have to explain it. I got an idea.
What?
Spin it.
You're not going to hear it. Listen, if you listen close. You hear that? You guys hear it? Yeah, that's how your turbo should sound.
It's good.
The turbo is sitting pretty in there. We now have to start doing all the supporting mods. Turbos need at least an oil feed and return, sometimes coolant. We're not doing that. And it's going to need a proper carburetor to breathe through. Like I said before, we're doing what's called a blow through. Essentially, boosted air will hit the carburetor and go through the carburetor. Barb setup, suck through, is when the carburetor sits in front of the turbo, it sucks charged air through it and then crams it into the motor. So, 2 different ways to do it. Lots of ways to skin a cat. No big deal either way. But this is going to be a little bit better for our situation. I'm going to pull this carburetor off of here. I've never seen so many vacuum lines and fittings and air pump and EGR in my life on a carbureted vehicle. The great 80s, man. Crazy.
Just give me a throttle cable.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
Cable.
Pack of Marlboro Reds rolled up in your sleeve. That's all you need. All right. Just kidding. Don't smoke. But, you know, if you have something that looks like this, get rid of it. I'm pulling this old Rochester off. I'm going to wire open these valves. There's some kind of heater valve that heats up. I don't even know. Emissions, nonsense. What's this? Who knows? Don't need it. Lots of stuff. What does this guy do? Nothing. Nothing anymore. Forget him. But yeah, I'm going to lose 10 pounds of junk out of this thing, and hopefully it runs better when we're done. About to pull this 2-barrel Rochester off of here.
We don't need that.
We don't need this. This is back when you would just name your company after the city that it was located in. Same with the Bridgeport over there.
Fun fact, I used to live in Bridgeport.
That's cool.
There it is. I managed not to wear it that much. All right, so I'm working on the oil drain line here. I pulled the mechanical fuel pump off and shined a light in there, and sure enough, I could see the bottom of the oil pan. So there is plenty of clearance to put the oil drain in there. I need to make a block off plate that I'm gonna weld a -10 AN bung on there so we can plumb our line here. I just took a piece of cardboard and rubbed it against the dirt on there to get my hole spacing and the shape of the plate. I'm gonna go transfer this to a little piece of metal, put a couple holes in it, and weld the fitting on. We should be in good shape for that.
All right, and I got the carburetor coming off. There it
Ooh.
is. Look at that. Look at
Look at that nasty thing. Get it out of here.
what is going on here. This is like looking at one of those weird paintings where like the
looks
stairways
like
go everywhere.
It's like a Rube Goldberg
Yeah.
thing. All right.
You're sure you have an adapter plate that fits this thing? It sure is weird looking.
Let's take the carburetor out.
Doesn't look like that. I know that much. It's about to get real complicated in here. All right, so lots of stuff in hot rodding doesn't go as planned. You just buck up, turn the cameras off for a while, say a bunch of bad words, make a plan, and get after it. I'm going to make a custom adapter plate. Because of the spread of these two bolts, there's no chance they can be really flush, so it'll just be a flange like this, and some pipe between them. We'll mount this sucker up. I want that blow-off valve. We're getting it. I want that pew, pew, pew sound. It's happening. So these are some base plates we didn't use for the cage out of the C5. They are just the right material that we need. You know, we get to be ecological about it. Right, Barb?
What's up?
We're recycling these. Reusing
Recycling is good for the environment and for our shop.
them. Yeah. This opening in the middle, I'll probably open it up so that it matches the holly. It all depends on what the intake looks like itself, but if I can make it one big oval, I will.
We'll put this in here. These two holes are drilled. Center hole is drilled. I'll cut the perimeter, and then I'll just TIG weld from the back side. That way the weld doesn't get in the way of where the bolt heads go. It should be good to go. Not bad, huh?
Look at that, look at this. Look at that thing. There you go.
Okay, around the corners, here we go.
Gonna fit great.
I'm gonna give this a couple of beep boops here.
Sometimes it takes twice as long to just talk about something than it does actually do it. I whipped this one flange up pretty quickly just on the bandsaw. I'm now going to drill an oval hole by just drilling 3 hole saws with the mill. I have it set, because the way I have it set up with these parallels, I don't want to drill into my vise, so there's a stop here, and basically just eyeballed it so it's not going to get me into trouble. I can go all the way down with it, boom, and it'll stop itself. And now I just have to find the center on this thing, and I'll bring it all the way down and get it just right. I'm gonna use a 1 5/8. It's my experience that hole saws usually punch a little bit above their rating. All right, knock the middle out of this thing, we'll be fine. There you go. One and done. Sick. All right, there you go. Pretty good. There you go. One home built carburetor flange. Now I just have to make a manifold flange and put a pipe between them, weld it up. There you go. Not bad. I will, well, figure out this hole, clean the rest of it up, be in business. Not so bad. Not so bad at all, y'all. Moment of truth. All right, so I've now made both of these flanges. They look to line up real nice. Feels awesome. I haven't used that mill too much, but to be able to knock these out in like an hour and a half total feels pretty good. That's really fun too. I made this. Can't buy it. I made it. What's going to happen is I'm going to get a piece of oval tubing I already have, cut it, weld it between these suckers, and then I'll have a place to mount my Holly. Which means I can keep my blow-off valve. Not too bad. That'll work just fine. Awesome. I was one of those roadblocks that take some time, but feeling better now. I was like, ugh, but now I'm like, cool. Got the adapter plate fresh out of the paint booth / mailbox post. Looking sweet. Finally get to install our Holly 500 CFM 2-barrel. I'm just trying to clean up the engine bay. This thing has an air pump and had this like air manifold that would blow just fresh air into the manifold, the exhaust manifold that would help the catalytic converter work. So that's all gone. And now these things are just little plugs. Sorted out, welded up, defeated. Just to help it seal just a little bit. All right. Putting on my favorite thing I made today so far. A custom straight 6 to Holly 2-barrel adapter. Sometimes when you can't find what you need, you got to make what you need.
So I finished the flange that mounts up to where the mechanical fuel pump was, welded on the dash 10AN bung, and I put the flange on the bottom side of the turbo here, also dash 10 for the drain. Made up a line. We're going to connect the dots here and see how we did. And that will get us one step closer to making choo-choo noises. Okay.
Before I install this Holly 500 CFM 2-barrel carburetor, I'm going to set it up for blow-through turbo, which mostly means setting it up to have a boost reference power valve. Back in the day, that was like a big pain in the butt. You have to drill through the main body of the carburetor and through the metering block and sort of make a channel that would go from the metering block to the power valve. And you don't have to do any of that stuff anymore because they make actual boost reference power valves. These are like 40 bucks. You can get them online anywhere. And all you have to do is a few things to get them set up. number one, for a blow-through turbo setup, you should have solid floats. If you have a choke lever arm that goes through the base plate of the carburetor, you got to epoxy it closed. This carburetor does not. It's already ready to rock. So the main things you want to do for a turbo blow-through carburetor setup: solid floats, jet extensions, and a boost reference power valve of some kind. Which, like I said before, you would be like grinding here and trying to get this port to connect, and then you would put a giant nipple in here and then run it to boost source. You don't have to do that anymore with these things. These are pretty slick. They're adjustable. They will add fuel to the main jet circuit under boost, you know, as soon as this thing opens. The only thing you have to do is come in here and you have to get rid of the connection from the power valve little basin here to the bottom side of the carburetor, right through the base plate. Easy enough, shouldn't be the end of the world. So they send you this little tap. Don't put it in a drill. You don't need to. Just either do it by hand or with a ratchet like this. And that will allow you to put a plug in here. I'm gonna hit that with some brake clean and then jam a set screw in it. All right, so I've got the set screw in the base plate. I'm all set there. I'm taking out the regular power valve. I'm gonna get ready to put the sweet boost reference guy in there. But before you do that, you have to open up the channels. This is kind of like a jet swap for the power valve. They come at like 60 thou or so. We're gonna drill it to 5/64. That's 78 thou, so that's apparently a pretty good upgrade. I'm gonna check the depth of it with a piece of wire first, make a mark, and then very gently drill into this little metering block. Clean it out, and we're just about ready to rock. All right, so the goal is to stop drilling when I hit the tape. Whether I do or not, I'm gonna tell you that I did. Here we go. That feels like something. I'm gonna clean this out, hit it with some compressed air, and get ready to reassemble this thing. So I will now put in the adjustable power valve. Threads right in here. This is the adjustment screw. I guess you just take your best guess and rock and roll. So I'll be doing that.
I've got this line made up here. Just tighten it down. And the oil system will be done for this hog. We'll get on the next thing. Cool.
It's on there. Looking good.
Do it.
Whoop-pow! Woo! More like.
Good, dude. Nice work.
Thanks.
You did that yourself.
I sure did.
Beautiful. All right.
Nobody else wanted to do it. Like, you know, companies or whatever. Nobody's telling you that thing. Yeah. All right, we are whooped, and we're gonna wrap it up for the night. Turbo is sitting there, up pipe done, wastegate done. Barb is already cracking the down pipe. Oil lines are done. The carburetor's sitting on that sweet adapter plate over there. All the emissions stuff is gone off of this thing. We are rocking. I'm feeling good. I'm excited about all the turbo fury this thing's gonna put out tomorrow. We've got to do fuel, throttle cable, charge pipe, blow off valve, run a bunch of vacuum lines, and make at least 8 more inches of exhaust. Yeah. It's not that bad. We've been blazing, maybe pull a couple degrees of timing out of it. I'm excited for the sounds and the smells you get with a turbo.
Hell yeah.
Turbos come with lots of extra sounds. Open wastegate at full boost, so just a giant exhaust leak. Hilarious and awesome. Blow off valve sounds, amazing. And you can be super obnoxious with them. 10 out of 10. And then just the general turbo whine. The screaming.
All good.
All good stuff.
You never heard anybody say anything bad about a turbo. Like, oh, I don't like the way that
best.
sounds.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. All right, it's the last day to work on our truck. We're gonna finish this turbo system up. Barb is heading out on a baby moon at 4 o'clock. We've got a few hours to get this thing jamming, or we're gonna lose the shopper. Barb's gonna lose the something, I don't know.
I'm not losing anything today,
Yeah, he's not losing
baby.
anything. He's doing great. We're jamming. The idea is this. I figure we're awake, we're fresh, it's early. We're gonna do everything under the truck that's a pain in the butt. We gotta drop the fuel tank, finish up the exhaust, put a different pump in that sucker, put it back up, and then once we're whooped and it's noon, we'll do all little stuff on top and get this truck out and on the road. And I'm telling you, I think this thing is gonna fly. And we've done a pretty good job so far. I'm pretty stoked.
Let's go!
Let's go, baby! Also, I don't know if you know what a baby moon is, but I just learned this from Barb. It's not like a little moon. It's like where you go on like a little honeymoon before you have a baby, because Barb's having a baby soon. So we're stoked. We're stoked for him. Woo! Yeah. All right, Barb is blazing through the exhaust. It's just cooling now. We built up pretty much a whole exhaust with scraps we had laying around and a pipes muffler. It's gonna turn out awesome. I wanted to see, the downpipe goes right over top of the wastegate, and taking the wastegate off to adjust the springs would be a nightmare. So I'm gonna just try to see. Too much boost, bad, bad, bad. Too little boost, just not as fun as more boost. But here's the deal. Too much is a disaster, not enough, we can always crank it up later. Especially, you know, we could even get a remote boost controller. Yeah, I've got the compressor, the shop air down to about 10 pounds. I pulled the boost gauge out of the cyclone, and we're just gonna watch for this valve to move, because I'm guessing it's too high. So that is 9 PSI, is it opening up? Yeah. So, it's not bad.
We might be pretty close.
Yeah.
Looks like 7 or 8.
That's what we want. I just don't want to go out there and have it go to 15 pounds right off the bat. I'm going to pull it out anyway and look at the springs. If there's a lighter one, I may throw it in. I'm really aiming for like 5.6 to start. But again, I just want to do this while we have some access, get this dialed up. But you can do this with like a little inflator, anything. Just put a T in this thing and watch for the valve to lift up. So we are getting it to lift a bit. What, 8 pounds? I guess we could roll the dice. You think? Seems like a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, let's get it out. Let's see if they come with a couple different springs. I may be able to just pull one. You can put a combination.
Let's see what's
springs
in there.
Anyway, I'm gonna whip this out. We're gonna try it again. All right. Yeah, it looks. All right, so most people are trying to go up in boost, so they give you stiffer springs and additional smaller springs to go in there. I'm trying to find the lightest thing we got, and we can go up from there. I found in the Cyclone with their wastegate kit came another spring. I think feels a little bit lighter. I'm gonna toss this one in. We'll get rocking. And just send it. Whatever we got now at this point, we're sending. Go ahead. So, other spring is in there. Oh yeah, it's getting a lot more lift at that. See it? It's 9 PSI, it's wide open. Or call it 7.5. Yeah, that might be all. All right, sick, we're gonna send it.
Let's go.
Let's go! Here is our sweet downpipe, V-bands. Stainless, very fancy. Ugh. All welded up. Ready to rock. Here we go. Barb's got it. Yeah, we have done something here. I got the wastegate in already with that lighter spring in it and a dump tube we whipped up. Have a whole exhaust with a muffler. Whew. I'm telling you, dude, this is like Pebble Beach stuff out here. Call the Riddler people. We're doing it.
Done every single thing possible to avoid dropping the gas tank. Which is my favorite.
We have to do that part in a minute. All right, so we've got the exhaust up. It's way nicer than it needs to be. We had a pipes violator muffler laying around, some pipes, tubing. We literally use every scrap piece we have. This will be a tailpipe that sticks out the side, but the lift arm's in the way. We'll do it later. We got a hanger here, and a tack on this muffler, so dialed. We are now going to yank the fuel tank out, do an in-tank pump, and we'll show you when we get there, but it's time to get dirty and smelly and awful. This has been at the bottom of the to-do list for the whole time because nobody wants to do it, but we're gonna just get it done. All right, so we're gonna be making semi-serious power up there. We need serious fuel for that. We've got this Holley Sniper fuel injection conversion kit for the C and K trucks from 73 to 86. This is a super cool unit if you want to fuel inject your setup. It has basically, this is like almost a return regulator right in the tank. As soon as it builds up EFI pressure, probably 58 PSI or so, it's going to just dump all the excess pressure back right into the tank. So it's super cool. You can just run a feed line that they call deadheaded right up to a sniper and it'll run awesome. Similar with how factory Corvettes do it, but everything is here inside the tank. And then there's a vent line. Now we're going to run a big return line. We have to get down to carburetor pressure, 6-7 PSI or so, and then we want to add 1 PSI per pound of boost, so it's a little bit involved. We have to have an external regulator that is boost reference. We're going to do all that. I'm just going to leave this in here. We're never going to get the pressure that's going to be so high this is going to open up and release pressure. It's just not going to happen because we're trying to get down to like 7. So that's cool, but we do have to add a port right up top here in the hat for a return line. We're going to do that. This is vent that originally would go to the charcoal canister. We'll just maybe run it up and vent it, and then this will be the feed line. We're going to run push lock style hose. So a little bit of drilling, add a fuel sock. This goes right in. It has everything. Fuel level sender. It's already all wired up. Comes with a sub harness you can wire into. Very cool kit. It's going to save us a bunch of time.
All right, cool. So we got this conversion hat in the tank with the fuel pump in there.
We added this suite.
Added this.
Dash 8.
Yeah, we didn't show you that one because, you know.
Yeah, we wound up doing it kind of gross.
Yep.
But it fits in there good. It's got a bulkhead fitting, which has these soft gas resistant washers on both sides. So this will be where the fuel returns back in. This is the feed line. We're going to run AN and some regular rubber barb line because it's what's going to get the job done.
Push lock, baby.
Turbo Squarebody's coming down for hopefully the last time. All the, you know, messy, dirty, heavy stuff, exhaust, fuel tank, handled, excited. I am gonna spend 2 extra seconds to put this tailpipe we made on, because why not? All right, it's the final thrash. Barbie's gonna start making up a charge pipe. Hopefully have time to put a blow-off valve on it. I've got one last wire for the fuel pump, and this thing will fire up. I've already tested the lines, there's no leaks. I'm going to set it to 7 PSI. I've got a Holley 101 regulator here. So if we run 7 pounds of boost, it'll get up to about 14. That's about the max of this regulator, so it should be perfect. And we are very close to going to Turbo Town. But also,
ooh, baby.
Yeah. Yeah! Sick! All right, this is the last thing I'm putting on. We are rocking our blow-off valve. Barb whipped up this little single aluminum charge pipe we're doing. We're doing the old bushing system over here to step that up to the size we need. Don't go crazy about it. It's gonna be just fine. And
we'll order the right one right after.
yeah, right after some point. Never, maybe, who knows? Right after Barbie's back from vacation, maybe. We'll see.
Probably order it while I'm on vacation.
Yeah, maybe there. Maybe there. All right. Let's get this thing bolted up and we'll fire up this turbo truck. Can't wait. Here we go. All right.
All right.
It is finally time to fire up the turbo truck. 3 long days of work. I figure we have about $1,000 into this thing outside of the fuel system, but basically like, you know, turbo, wastegate, carburetor, etc. So on the cheap, this thing should make way more power now. Also, gonna be hilarious. We've got the blow-off valve on there. I'm super stoked. Let's hear it. First time fire up. Please work. I'm getting in this side. Here we go. I love weird turbos and 6 cylinders and work trucks. This is the best. Ready?
Yep.
I'm gonna give it like 1 minute. We were smoking out the shop, brand new turbo. The exhaust housing's gotta warm up, but she's running like a top.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like I said, 3 days of work, about $1,000 bucks. We have a slick turbo little ripper with a blow-up valve.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. All right, I say we'll check the timing, add a boost gauge just under here so I can see it, and we'll go. Take it for a rip. All right. Let's see what this thing will do. Turbo trucks. Not hit that guy. Feels pretty good. Turbo's doing turbo stuff. It's definitely more stout than before. I don't understand. This thing feels like it loves the turbo. It felt like super ratty before, super rough running. I'm telling you, cars love turbos. They love them. Car runs bad, put a turbo on it. It's a ton better. Woo! This thing is good. I can get Barb in here. So, again, a truck that didn't run that great. Put a turbo on it, get rid of all the junk on it. It runs. I can't tell how fat it's running. We might have overshot it with that drill bit a little bit. We got to get the mixture thing on right, but it's smooth. It pulls awesome.
Sounds awesome, dude.
I mean,
it's like the perfect amount of exhaust.
It's basically a 2JZ.
Yeah. You're gonna get in trouble with this one.
That's pretty good. It's
awesome.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, so Barb has to go in like 2 minutes. We're not gonna get the air fuel dialed or the boost up, but that's all right. 5 pounds, I could drive this thing. It's so much better than it was before. It's making great power. What? Yeah.
You got the app?
I think so, yeah. All right, here we go. 0 to 60 rip. Last time it went 16.4 seconds to 60. I'm gonna try to beat that now and beat it bad. All right, this row's not exactly flat, but let's rip one. .89 seconds to 60, and it's gonna do better. That's awesome. So we knocked 5 seconds off the 0 to 60 time. It's not tuned, and it's only running a couple of pounds of boost. This thing rips. It's so good. All right, so we worked our butts off on this thing for about $1,000 We fabbed together a turbo kit. We knocked 5.5 seconds off the 0 to 60 time. This thing is epic. I love it. It runs so much better. It's crazy. Turbocharge everything. This is the greatest. Let's see if it'll spin the tires. Girl. All right, that is it for this episode of Stay Tuned. This has been awesome. My little 6-cylinder work truck is now been turbofied, and it is hilarious. It runs way stronger. It's awesome. It has not been tuned. I don't know what the air fuel is. The boost is super low, and it's still ripping. But guess what? Barb's got his D100, and I know he wants to just to battle these things together. So next time we'll do that. We'll get the boost up on both of them, get the timing, the tuning, all perfect, and then take them up head to head, battle of the cheap turbo work trucks. So stay tuned for that. All right, We'll see you guys next time. I'm going to pass out.